They might be called toasted ravioli, but no, these things are fried. And if you've never tried fried pasta before, well, you're in for it. Welcome back to Cooking the States, a series where we cook a famous dish from a different state in every episode in an attempt to better understand the true identity of American food. Legend has it, back in the 1940s, a drunk chef mistakenly dropped a bunch of raviolis into a pot of frying oil. I'm really not sure how somebody accidentally drops a bunch of pasta into an oil pot. That must have been like the fall of the year. Just like that, the toasted ravioli was born. And I'm not sure why they call it toasted. Seriously though, if you're from St. Louis and know why they're called toasted ravioli rather than fried, comment below for your boy. Okay, to make fried pasta, you need pasta. Go figure, which is why we're gonna start out by separating a bunch of egg yolks by hand. Then dumping them into our flour. This is type 00 flour. It's an Italian flour that's very, very fine, perfect for pasta. Pour the yolkatrons into the flour well, then use your fork or your hands to carefully knock flour around the rim into the yolks. The idea here is to slowly hydrate the flour to form an evenly hydrated dough ball. Just do your best to mix the flour into the yolks, and when it looks something like this, you can begin kneading. Knead by hand until the ball begins to smooth out into a gorgeous yellow ball, like so. Kneading this dough can be a bit of a pain, so if the dough seems to be a little tense, go ahead and cover it up. Just let it rest for 5 minutes or so before getting back after it. Once homogeneous and smooth, cover the dough, label it up, then let it rest at room temperature for 30 minutes before sheeting it out, which is the perfect time to get started on our cheesy filling, consisting of ricotta cheese, some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Pecorino Romano also works very well here. Next, we have some dried herbature, and you can totally use Italian seasoning blends if that's what you have. I'm using little pinches of individual dried herbs because that's what I have. The zest of a lemon, lots of good old freshly cracked BP, and a pinch of sodium chloride. And I totally understand if you don't have a piping bag laying around, so a Ziploc bag could totally work too. And, you know, piping bags are super nifty and they're not all that expensive, so I'll link to those in the recipe post for you. Woo! And we can pop that in the fridge, whoa, till we're ready to use it. Edit that out, the gun part, edit that out. Now we need to make a dipping sauce for our little raviolis. We're gonna do a no-cook, very simple, easy to throw together and mix up marinara sauce. Marinara sauce. To a large bolski, add your tomato puree, some red wine vinegar, olive oil, garlic, dried oregano, BP, kosher salt, and just a pinch of lechoux. Stir that all around and boom! Literally that's it, that's all you do. Just go ahead and pack that away till we need it. Let's get working on the pasta. Go ahead and divide that rested pasta dough into quarters. Then flatten it out by hand to about 1/4 inch or so. Then feed it through your pasta sheeter on the widest setting. Grab your pasta sheet and situate it horizontally in front of you. Apply a 3-fold, similarly to a piece of paper that's going into an envelope. Then feed the pasta back into the machine on the widest setting. Do this 3 times. Now you can begin feeding the dough through the machine on the second widest setting. Go ahead and work your way up through the numbers until you have a thin, but not too thin sheet of pasta. On my machine, the higher the number, the thinner the sheet. So for this recipe, I like a ravioli that has a little bit of bite and a little body, so I like to stop around 5 or 6 out of 8. Beautiful. You should just barely be able to see the shadow of your hands through the dough. Set the pasta sheets on a sheet tray that's been dusted heavily with semolina flour. Et voila. Now we're gonna top and tail the sheets to make them even. I'm using this cutesy little pasta roller here, but a good sharp knife totally works. Or, you know, a pizza wheel if you're nice with it. Brush a smidge of water all over each sheet. We want to create a tacky surface on the pasta so that it adheres to itself better when we seal the ravioli. On the top half of the horizontal pasta sheet, pipe on about a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half of the ricotta filling just down the entire length of the pasta, leaving 2 or 3 inches between each dollop. Now bring that bottom half of the sheet up onto the top and gently press down to work the air out of the ravioli. And now is the time to clean up any uneven or awkwardly spaced ravioli. Be vain here. Don't think twice about shaving off some excess pasta in the name of beauty and uniformity. That's like the only time you're ever going to hear me say that.
It's a perfect little noodle.
Again, set that finished ravioli on a sheet tray dusted with plenty of semolina flour. And this recipe makes a fair amount of pasta, but, you know, if I'm whipping out the sheeter, then I'm totally going all in. You know, plus, who's ever complained about extra homemade ravioli? You know, not anyone. Now we are going to blanch the yoli.
Salted agua.
Drop the yoli in batches to boiling salted water and cook for anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes. We want the pasta al dente and almost cooked through, but not quite.
Be careful as to not agitate the yoli.
Transfer the hot pasta to an ice bath to stop the cooking process, then set up your frying station.
We need to take this oil up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit for fry number 1, so let's measure it out. Whoa. What the heck is that?
This video is brought to you by the Omnivorous Adam Patreon page. If you're looking for a way to support, you can do it over there. That's probably the best way. We got a lot of fun stuff going on, like exclusive secret merchandise, live cooking demos, and even monthly giveaways where I'm giving away all sorts of stuff, really. Regardless if you can financially support or not, come say what up in the Discord channel. We're talking about life, we're talking about food, everything in between. We're having a good time, so come introduce yourself. All right, back to the vid.
So we got our classic dry, wet, dry station here. We got our all-purpose flour, some egg wash, and these are Italian breadcrumbs. You're gonna wanna use some plain Italian breadcrumbs, not panko. Panko's a little too coarse. However, if that's all you have, you can totally just toss it into a blender, blitz it up until it's nice and fine, and use that.
To the Italian breadcrumbs, add in a bit of dried oregano, kosher salt, and black pepper. Boom.
Seasoned breadcrumbs, easy as that.
To fry, start by dredging the blanched ravioli in salted all-purpose flour, then it's into the egg wash, and finally the seasoned Italian breadcrumbs.
Look at that, right at 350.
Carefully fry the breaded ravioli in hot oil, just in batches until they're nice and golden. Not golden brown, just golden. It's gonna take about 3 minutes, and don't forget to flip.
All right, time for the double fry.
Increase that oil temperature by 10 to 20 degrees so that it's roughly 360 to 370 degrees Fahrenheit. Then drop the ravioli back in and fry for another minute or so.
That is being double fried. You can tell the difference there.
In this case, the double fry is muy importante because we want that darker hue on these pups.
Just like anything else that comes out of the fryer, a little bit of kosher salt over the top as they cool.
Now just plate up with some of that marinara sauce, maybe a little pinch of parsley on top, and a healthy grating of Parmesan cheese for good measure.
All right, let's try this thing. Get that Marig McNarig. Dang, Papa! That is quite possibly one of the best bar foods you can order at a restaurant. It's got this zingy tomato sauce, deep fried, beautiful little cheese pockets here with some extra Parmesan for just because we fancy like that, you know, but usually these will come out on a nice big platter. You got a nice crispy beer in hand, and it's kind of like exactly what you want to be eating with a beer or any maybe even just an apple juice, you know? Well, don't always got to be about beer. Yeah. There you have it, toasted, aka fried ravioli from the Show Me State, which might be like the weirdest state nickname that we've come across yet, but the raviolis are fire, so that's fine. You know all the stuff. If you like the video, be sure to like it. If you're new to the channel, subscribe here. If you're not new, hi there, welcome back. It's good to have you. Thanks for coming by. Oh, next week we are heading to the Montana state. Okay. Next week we are heading to Montana, and if you think you know what we're gonna be making, like usual, you know the drill, pop it in the comments below, take a guess. That's pretty much all I got for you this week, so until next time, toodles.